I like the background, Giuseppe.
Oh, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. During the declared emergency, Committee of Adjustment virtual public hearings are being conducted by electronic means through WebEx, an online digital platform, and streamed on the Toronto City Planning YouTube channel. These measures are necessary to comply with physical distancing requirements and in-person attendance limitation. My name is Isaac Laluz and I'll be chairing the hearing. Panel members participating today via WebEx and can be seen and heard are Ms. Satarodi, Ms. Sankar, Mr. Bartolo, and Mr. Klassen. City staff will be assisting us throughout the meeting, including moderating the WebEx platform. And with us today will be online Mr. Dan Antonacci, who is the Deputy Secretary Treasurer. You have Kelly Reid and Brandon Clapp. Participants who have registered in advance will be able to make their presentation to the committee using the said WebEx. Anyone wishing to view the hearing may do so by watching on YouTube. These participants will be connecting either by their computer, a phone or tablet app, or by telephone. All participants will automatically be muted on entry. When your item is called, each participant will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. Only the committee members will be participating by video. Any registered speaker will be participating by audio only. We ask that you also mute your devices until you're called on to speak. For those waiting to speak, please make sure you call with the telephone number you originally registered with. Calling with a different number, you will not be able to speak on the item. For land acknowledgement, we acknowledge the land that we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. In accordance with Section 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this committee of the Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considers applications for variances from the provision of the zoning bylaw that applies to property, permission to extend or alter legal non-conforming uses, and consent to sever property to create new lots. Anyone in attendance today who wants to receive a copy of the decision of the committee must make a request by email. Please ensure that you include your name, address, and email address because Committee of Adjustment and the TLAB will be sending notifications and appeal updates by email only. If you do not agree with the committee's decision, decisions may be appealed to the Toronto local appeal body known as TLAB, or in some limited circumstances, to a new tribunal called Ontario Land Tribunal, known as OLT. Appeal instructions are set out at the bottom of the decision of the committee. I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda. This is the hearing procedure. Where an application isn't contested, the agent or applicant will proceed with their presentation if required, and the committee may ask questions or take the matter directly for a decision. Each speaker, including the applicant agent, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee. I will comment when the 5-minute mark is reached. When addressing the committee, please clearly state your name and address, and please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The applicant or agent will proceed first and will make the presentation to the committee. Please note that the committee may not entertain revisions to the proposals at the hearing today. The committee may decide to defer the application if substantially revised to ensure the revised application is accurate and that all those entitled to receive a notice are informed of the changes. Then individuals, either in support or in opposition to the application, will be invited to speak. Committee members may ask questions of each speaker at the end of their presentation. When all speakers are finished, the applicant has the chance to address only those issues that were raised by the speakers. This will mark the end of the discussion, and the application will be taken into committee for a decision. Now, for some housekeeping items, we have minutes of June 10 to adopt. Members, for June 10 meeting, Miss Sankar, yes, to adopt?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I motion to approve those minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Sankar. Second, Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Okay, the minutes of June 10, 2021 are now adopted. Now, for this session in the morning only, any conflict of interest to declare? No? Members, staff, nothing? All right, we have a number of requests here for deferrals. And do we have any closing files, Mr. Secretary? Any closing?
No,
No, thank you.
no, we don't.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we have here a request for deferrals, and we have item number 2, which is number 2, which is 98 Bogert Avenue, and the agent is Stephen QI. Mr. Stephen QI, are you there?
Good morning.
Could you please state?
Yes. Good morning, Sir Chair.
Hi. Could you please state your name and address for us?
Yes. Good morning, Sir Chair and committee members. My name is Stephen G. I'm a planner from Design Plan Services. Our address is 900 the East Mall, Suite 300, Toronto.
Okay, we have
Just
a second. We don't have any other speaker here. Just you. I saw your letter, but could you please state for the records why you're asking for deferral?
Yes. So the reason why we want to request for the deferral is because we have revised plans based on urban forestry and engineering comments, and would like to have more time to confirm the variances with the zoning examiner. And we also want to take this opportunity to consult with city planning to address their concerns.
Okay, thank you. We don't have any other speaker. Members, any question? If not, can I have a motion, please? Mr. Bartolo?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, I'll put forward a motion to defer this application, sine die, to allow the applicant to submit their revised plans.
Thank you. Second? Ms. Satarodi, all in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is deferred sine die. Check with the staff when it's coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next one, request for deferral, is item number 4, which is 12 Sharon Drive. 12, number 4. Okay, Sharon Drive, we have the agent here, Glenn Robinoff. Mr. Robinoff, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Could you please tell us the reason you're asking for a deferral?
Well, we've gotten several letters of concern and expressed by different, by the city and by the neighborhood. So we'd like to address some of those concerns and come back.
Okay. Okay, now we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 other speakers, and we'll see. The first one is Mike Van. Mike Van, are you there? Mike Van Humbeck.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here.
Can you please state your name and address?
It's Mike Van Humbeck, and I'm at 10 Sharon.
Thank you. You heard the agent is asking for deferral, which means if the members decide on the deferral, we will not be discussing it today. So could you please tell us you're okay with that?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay, thank you. Next is Jonathan Dibber. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you please state your name and address for the records here?
Sure. My name is Jonathan Dieber, and I live at 231 Bessborough Drive.
Okay, so you heard what we're saying here. If the application is deferred, we will not be discussing it today. Do you have any problem with that?
No, I'm fine with that.
Thank you. Next is John Goulding. Are you there, John Goulding? He's not there. Okay. Next is Jeff Cattell. Are you there? Mr.
Yes,
Cattell?
I am.
Oh, hi, Mr. Cattell. Could you please tell us, for the records here, we need you to state your name and address, please.
Jeff Cattell, Leaside Residents Association.
Okay. Uh-huh. I guess he wants to speak, huh? Okay, Mr. Cattell, could you tell us, they're asking for deferral. Are you okay with that?
We're okay with that. We oppose the application.
Thank you. Okay, so you'll be advised when it's coming up again. So, Mr. Robinoff, do you have anything else to add before we go to committee?
No, nothing else to add at this point. We hope to come
Okay.
back with something more amenable.
Thank you. Members, any question? If not, can I have a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I'll motion to defer this application sine die to allow the applicant or agent to work with the community and work alongside others in perfecting this application and bringing it back to us a little bit more
Thank you.
better,
Second?
a little better.
Thank you. Second? Mr. Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Okay. Mr. Robinoff, your application is deferred sine die.
Thank you very much.
That is number 4. Okay, the next one is number 18, which is 114 Palm Drive. Number 18. The agent here, Mr. Richard Lebrac, are you there? Mr. Lebrac?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
I am here indeed. Thank
Okay,
you.
can you
Chair.
please state your name and address for the records here?
Richard Lebrack, I'm the agent for the owner, 3414 Young Street.
Okay, you're asking for a deferral. Could you please tell us the reason for the deferral?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. We're requesting deferral for additional time to consult and meet with impacted neighbors to clarify the proposal. Unfortunately, and this is on file, a letter was circulated in the neighborhood incorrectly describing the proposal statistically and its use, and a call to action was requested for many neighbors to oppose the proposal. We need a chance to set the record straight to clarify what actually is being proposed and to listen to those neighbors who are impacted by this so we can accommodate their needs. So we just need more time to hear them out.
Okay, all right, thank you. We have here 18 people registered to speak. Okay. All right, we'll start with the first one. Antigone Pashakis, yeah? No? Okay. Harvinder and Jed Wadha, are you there? No. Risa Worth. Risa Worth, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, you heard what's happening. There is a request for deferral, and if we defer it, meaning we won't discuss it today. Do you have any problem?
not at all.
Thank you. You'll be advised when it comes up. So that's
Thank you.
Thank you. Hyla Robicek, are you there? Hyla Robicek. Huh? Hyla Robicek. Are you
Hello?
Okay, could you please state your name and address for us?
Hyla Robichek, 6 Bonacore Drive.
Okay, you heard what's happening. If we defer it, meaning we're not discussing it today. Are you okay with that?
I will say that I look forward in the future to supporting an application that is sensitive and thoughtful to the
Thank you.
bylaws as
Okay.
well as the reasoning behind them.
Thank you. Yeah, we will not discuss it today if we defer it. So you're okay with the deferral. Thank you. James and Laura Schaffman, are you there?
We're here, yes.
Okay. Can you please tell us if you're okay with the deferral?
On the basis of clarifying the project as is, we're not okay with the deferral. If the project is going to be changed from what it is, then we'd be okay with that if the changes are to comport with the bylaws.
Okay, we'll have the agent when we finish here. We'll have the agent back to respond to that question. We cannot tell you what.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, I'd like to continue then, because what I will say is that to use the 5 minutes then that I'm granted, the architectural drawings are dated March 2021. Now we're in August.
I'm sorry, we're not going to discuss it today. There is a request for deferral. What you're saying,
Yes.
You're questioning if the deferral is different from
Yes.
if the thing coming back. So we'll have the agent respond to that. Okay.
I understand. The reason for the deferral is to clarify with the neighbors the project. I believe that I'm clear on the project, and as such, we oppose the deferral because I don't believe that we need clarity on the project.
Okay, so you're opposed to the deferral. Okay, so you're opposing to it, but the committee may have to decide whether we do follow the request or not. So you're against it. Okay, thank you. The next one is Susan Weinstein. Susan Weinstein, are you there?
I am.
Okay. You heard what's happening there. The agent is asking for deferral, and if we defer it, meaning we will not discussing it today. So, do you have any problem with the deferral? Yes or no?
No, I agree.
You agree with deferral. Thank you. Jim Fetzis, are you there? No. Maria Karahoulis? No. Magdalene Bolus. Ruth Waldman.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, good morning. Could you please state your name and address for the records, please?
Ruth Waldman, 147 Clanton Park Road.
Thank you. So you heard what's happening. The agent is asking for deferral. And if we defer it, meaning we're not discussing it today. Are you okay with the deferral, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Sherry Young, are you there? Sherry Young? She's there, yeah? Oh, she's gone. Okay. We have here Carol, just the first name. Carol, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please state your full name and address for us?
Carol Taub, 112 Palm Drive, next door to the proposed renovations.
Thank you. So we have a request for deferral, meaning if we defer it, we won't discuss it today. Are you okay with the deferral?
I agree with the previous speaker who said that he opposed it because if they're just going to clarify, I believe I understand what is being proposed. And I would like to, if he's going to defer it in order to change the variances, then that would be okay. But if he's just going to try and clarify it, I see no point.
Thank you. Understood. We'll have the agent back and he'll respond to that. So you're also questioning the deferral. Okay, thank you. Susan Greenwald, are you there? No. Larry Verdugo, are you there? Edward, we have just the first name. There's no last name. He's there.
Yes, it's Edward Nicolucci. I'm at 113 Palm Drive.
Thank you. So could you please tell us?
And I am fine with the deferral.
Thank you. Next one is Aaron Zon. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please state your name, full name and address for us?
Yeah, my name is Aaron Zahn, and my address is 8 Bonnecourt Drive.
Okay, and are you okay with the deferral or you have a problem?
I'm okay with the deferral under the condition that the proposal changes significantly so that it meets all the bylaws.
Okay, so you're there. Okay, thank you. Shari and Anatole Fronda, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please state your name and address?
Yes, this is 10 Bonnecourt. My name is Tony Fronda, and the address is 7 Bonnecourt Drive.
Okay, so you heard, yeah, you heard what's happening about the deferral. Are you
Yes.
okay, are you okay with the deferral? Which meaning if we defer it, if the members defer it, meaning that next time we'll hear the application again, and we won't discuss it today. Otherwise, if we decide not, we'll have to discuss it today. So could you please tell us what's your take on that?
I fully agree with the 3 people before, starting with James Schaffman at 10 Bonnecourt, that I'm 100% clear with what the proposal suggests. So if there's some sort of a meeting to clarify, I don't want a deferral. I wanted to discuss it today. So I do not agree toward deferral.
Okay, thank you. So you don't agree with this? We'll see what the committee decides. Okay, so that's the end of the speakers. We'll get back the agent here. Mr. Lebrac, are you? Can you come back, please?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, so you heard most of the speakers have no problem with the deferral, but 4 of them are saying that if you're coming with the same proposal, then they're opposing the deferral, and the members will have to decide whether we discuss it today or not. And if you're coming with a change, we're changing the application, then the members will make a decision whether to defer or not. Could you tell us what's your take on that?
Sure. Well, I mean, the nature and the ideas expressed in the neighborhood letters of concern about the proposal, some people are addressing the variances, some people are addressing other issues. So the purpose of the deferral is to hear the specific concerns of the neighbors, what their concerns are about the variances and how they're impacting them. And we'd like a chance to respond to those through design and to see what would satisfy them if possible. I mean, the owners do want to add on to their home, and they do not want to create enemies at all. That's not the purpose. The idea is to work with the neighbors and to accommodate their concerns. So our hope is to have a little more time to hear what they are specifically, in particular the people who are immediately impacted by the proposal.
So the speakers who are saying that you're not coming exactly with the same, you're gonna first discuss it with them, and if there is any concerns, you will be accommodating them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we will try to accommodate them as best as we can. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, members, any question? No. Then can I have a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, just given what the agent has said about, taking this time not only to clarify the application with the residents, but also to ensure that some of their needs are being met as well through those discussions, I motion to approve this deferral.
And Sunny Dai?
Sunny Dai.
Thank you. Mr. Klassen, second. Mr. Klassen, are you seconding it? Yeah? Okay. And all in favor? Okay. Mr. Lebrak, your application is deferred sine die unanimously, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Deputy Secretary Treasurer, any other deferral? That's all I had on file, 3 of them.
Not that I'm aware of. That seems to be it.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes.
I'm of the understanding that there is one late request for item number 14 for a deferral.
Oh, I didn't have it here. Okay.
It just came in.
Oh, it just came in now. Okay, we just have one request for deferral on number 14, which is just came now. Okay. Okay. Item number 14, which is 717 Hillsdale Avenue. And here is Megan Sanderson. Are you there? Megan Sanderson, are you the agent? Are you there? He's not here, huh? So what's happening?
Mr. Chair, perhaps we could move on with the agenda. We'll reach out to the applicant. They're not online right now, so we're gonna reach out
Okay,
to the
so
agent.
the request for deferral is out right now. Okay.
We'll just stand that down and perhaps we'll revisit that.
Okay, so we'll go back to the agenda, and okay, we're back to the agenda. Could you please have some?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. There seems to be a bit of confusion with respect to item 14 and who's representing it. Nobody registered. We're of the understanding that there is an Arlene Beaumont that's requesting the deferral for item number 14.
For the 14, okay.
Right, but again, there seems to be a bit of confusion because they did not register.
But is she asking for deferral? Is she the agent? Yeah. What's her name?
Hello?
Arlene, are you there?
Yes, I am, and I want to apologize. I'm with the firm of Outred and Associates. Megan Sanderson is my colleague.
Please,
She's on vacation.
Please, just give us a second. First, could you please state your name and address?
Yes, Arlene Beaumont, Outred and Associates. Our office address is 2140 Winston Park Drive, Suite 28 in Oakville.
Thank you. And you're acting for this 717 Hillsdale Avenue?
That's correct. My colleague Megan Sanderson is on vacation.
Okay. And you're asking for deferral. Could you tell us the reason why you're asking for deferral?
We are, yes. We've read over the comments that we received from staff, and we're requesting deferral to allow time for us to work with the traffic operations group and address their comments related to relocating a speed bump and a traffic sign. And we also need to work with the parking permits group to seek approval for the curb cut.
Okay. Now we have a number of speakers here. We have 3 more speakers here. So just hold on. We'll hear what they have to say and we'll come back to you, okay? So stay tuned.
Sure.
Stay tuned. Al-Kivi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you very well. Good morning. Could you please state your name and address?
Yes, my name is Al Kivi. I live at 427 Belsize Drive. I'm representing the Residents Association today.
Thank you. So you heard the request for deferral. Do you have any problem if we defer it, meaning we don't discuss it today? Are you okay with the deferral?
The application is proceeding on a waivered basis. I've identified 2 errors in the waiver. It would be highly desirable to fix the waiver problems, but I support the deferral today.
You support deferral. Thank you. Okay, very good. So you'll be advised when it comes up again. PJ Wade, are you there? PJ Wade? Again, PJ Wade, are you there? PJ Wade? Okay, we'll go to the next one. Bill Outred, are you there?
Mr. Chair, the last one is part of the applicants.
Which one? The Bill Outred?
Right. I'm of the understanding that he's part of the firm representing this application.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have just PJ Wade. PJ Wade, are you there? He's not there, huh? Is he registered there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. No, that we're looking for PJ Wade. No? Okay. All right. So please come back and tell us if the members have any question. We have a request here for deferral. Any questions to the speaker who is representing the application? No? If not, can I have a motion, please? Mr. Bartolo?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, I'll put forward a motion to defer this application sine die to allow the applicant to revise their plans according to city comments.
Thank you. And second, Ms. Atarodi, all in favor? Okay. So, Madam, your application is deferred sine die as requested, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, now we go back to, we'll start with the agenda, number 1, which is 63 Johnston Avenue. And number 1, we have here Barak Hashemi. Are you there?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please state your name and address for us?
My name is Babak Kasemi from Arc Lab Studio, 355 Eglinton Avenue West.
Okay, so this is the application for consent and 2 variance applications. We have the staff report that is asking for a number of changes. One is the changes that you made yourself, that we would like to hear about them, and another couple of refusals that they're asking for. And then we have the conditions of the staff and the transportation objection, and counselor supports the staff conditions. So please make a presentation, give us your take on the application, and cover those changes by stating the application, the variance number, and what you're changing it to.
Absolutely. Mr. Chair, before I begin, I just wanted to see if it's possible that I move forward with the consent application and ask for the deferral for the 2 minor variance applications. We've been working with the planning department in regards to the proposal. We made some modifications. We thought we were in agreement with all the in regards to all of the variances. Until we learned that the planning are not in support of our side yard setback variance. We just want to go back to our drawings, make small modification, and work with planning to have their support on the side yard setback. Just for that single variance, We just want to go back to our drawings and make small modifications. For that reason, I'm wondering if we can proceed with the consent and defer the 2 minor variance.
Okay. All right. We don't hear you very clearly, but what I understand is that you want to go back and make changes, especially to the setbacks, because of the number of variances that have to be removed or refused. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have 2 more speakers here. Let's see what they say about the deferral. Andrew Lee and Anita Look. Anita Look and Andrew Lee, are you there?
Yeah, Andrew Lee's here.
Good morning. Yeah, could you please state your name and address for us?
Yeah, Andrew Lee, 60 Florence Avenue. I'm a neighbor behind the house. I think this is the right form for this, but we're just concerned about the silver maple in the backyard. I know it's a protected tree.
Okay. Now, excuse me, we're not going to go to the trees. If we defer it, we're not going to discuss any tree or anything like that. First of all, the agent is asking for deferral, meaning if we defer it, we will not discuss it today. So you will be advised when it comes back. Are you okay with the deferral, yes or no?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all we know at this stage. And the next one is Jennifer Lamb. Are you there? No, she's not there. Okay. Members, any question to this gentleman who's asking for deferral of application number 163 Johnston Avenue? Any question to the agent? If not, can I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, can we, my request is if we can proceed with the consent, but only defer the 2 minor variance applications.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you. What did you say? Could you speak clearly?
Mr. Chair, my request was if you can proceed with the consent application, but only defer the 2 minor variance applications. Is that possible?
To defer only 1 variance? Doesn't work like that.
To
Mr. Chairman,
the 2.
Mr. Chairman, he's asking that we deal with the consent application and only defer the minor variances.
Oh, okay.
I would recommend that you deal with both applications when they come back.
That's
all
right.
3 together. Not
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, sir. I didn't hear you very well. What we're doing here, we discuss the application en bloc. We don't want to split it, because when you come back, when the consent usually doesn't take too long with the variances. So we'll have to defer the whole application, and we'll wait for you to come back. Okay? And check with the staff when it comes back.
I understand.
Check with the staff when they have it on schedule so they can put it back. Okay? Members,
okay, thank you.
Any, Ms. Satarodi?
Just a motion to defer?
If that's what you
Okay,
want.
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I would like to put forward a motion to defer this application, both application of the consent and the variance sine die, so that the applicant can have time to revise the drawings.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Okay, sir, the application is deferred sine die. Check with the staff when it comes back, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Application number 3, which is 38 PLYMBRIDGE Crescent. Application number 3. Here we have Graham Barrett. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, committee
Good
members,
morning.
Mr. Chair. This is
Could you please state your name and address for us, please?
Sure. It's Graham Barrett of 1575 Dundas Street West, Toronto.
Okay, we don't have any other speaker here, just you. So please cover the staff reports where they're asking to refuse variance number 6 and 7, and transportation has conditions. So could you please make a presentation and tell us the merit of your application and what you want to change there?
Sure. This proposal was before this committee in February of this year, or rather this property, and the application was refused at that time. Since then, significant revisions and improvements have been made. most notably in building length, lot coverage, and front yard soft landscaping. And the adjacent neighbor is no longer opposed. I've included a cover letter explaining this entire proposal. I'd be happy to run through it for you, but if you've already had a chance to read it, in the interest of keeping things moving, I will address the comments that you've requested. So transportation comments were received and they have been addressed. The comments posted on the AIC were the result of them looking at the previous version of the plans. So we no longer have any variances pertaining to the driveway, and they have no concerns about that, other than the hydro pole in the front, which is located on city property and requires a 1 meter separation distance from the driveway. This driveway is existing in that location, but a section can be removed to achieve the separation distance. And I've submitted an updated site plan both to transportation and Committee of Adjustment staff, and their concerns have been addressed. As for the staff report, we've made every effort to work with planning staff to address their concerns on this. The original proposal called for a 3-car garage, which they were against. That was removed. Then they were against the front yard landscaping variance. That was improved, but not enough for their liking. We're quite close now. Once the variance for the front yard setback was identified, this was previously missed by zoning in the original application. Planning staff indicated they were opposed to that. But this is a very difficult lot to work with, and the proposed dwelling will be in line with the adjacent dwelling and actually set back 6.7 meters at the southwest corner. So the curvature of the lot line at the front creates a very difficult situation, and complying with this bylaw requirement would either cut off a significant portion of the home or potentially exacerbate the other proposed variances for building length and so on if we were to push further to the rear, which is something that we've remedied in this revised proposal. So we brought the house in at the rear to attempt to address some neighbor concerns and to ensure that we're staying out of required tree protection zones for some trees in the rear. And as I mentioned in my cover letter, there are many trees on this site and only one private tree, crabapple, requires removal. Everything else will be retained and will survive. If you look at the presentation materials I've submitted beyond my cover letter, the third page shows the previous site plan and the revised site plan. And you can see that we've made a substantial reduction to the footprint of this proposed dwelling. And the following page is a table outlining the original variances and the current proposal and the changes that have been made there. So significant improvements have been made. We've made a lot of effort to address the concerns that were raised at the previous meeting. Beyond that, I've reached out to many of the neighbors. I've mailed letters to 3 that had written in to oppose previously, and I didn't receive any responses. And I've also reached out to the York Mills Valley Association, and I did hear back from them, and they assured me they were going to pass this along to their development committee and get in touch. And that didn't happen until, well, they posted a letter of opposition on the last day for material submission. So this revised plan represents our best efforts to meet TRCA requirements, improve conditions for the neighbors, and come as close as possible to addressing staff concerns while maintaining all the trees, or almost all the trees. And we think this is a compromise that will work well on this site and in the area. And the owners are planning on living there for many years. And I believe this revised proposal passes the 4 tests.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a very, very nice long presentation. I saw all the reports from before February and so on. The TRCA is gone and transportation. They said no objection, all that stuff. But the current staff report still has the problem with the number 6 and number 7. What you're saying is that you address it, but you're not changing it. Is that what I understand?
Well, the soft landscaping variance has been improved from 42.3% to 64.58%. So that's an increase of 22.28%. I believe our soft landscaping deficiency is only about 5 square meters in the front. And there's a large swath of land between the actual subject property and the road. So I believe this soft landscaping variance is mitigated by the additional green space located between the site and the road. And the front yard setback variance was previously unidentified by zoning. So that didn't come up during the previous meeting because we were unaware that it was required. So now that we've returned, zoning has identified that required variance. If you take a look at the plans, I've included a set of plans following the tree protection plan. So that would be page 6 of the supporting material I've submitted. And you can see highlighted the 2.00 meters at the bottom left corner of the site. And that is where the front yard setback is measured.
Okay.
So it's a very odd situation there. They've tried stepping the home in to improve that, but at the southwest corner of the house, it's 6.7 meters between the corner of the dwelling and the lot line.
Okay, I got that.
So
I got that. You improved.
it's very difficult to work with.
Okay, okay, very good. So let's see what the members are saying. Members, any question? It's frozen, eh? Yeah. Huh.
Can you hear me, Mr. Chair?
No, we have some problem here. We have some. Okay.
I'll
Are
wait.
we okay now? Okay. Yeah, the system was playing tricks on us. Okay. So, any question for this speaker? No questions. Mr. Bartolo, go ahead.
Yes, if the applicant could just comment on the existing condition with respect to the setbacks versus the proposed condition and how they're going to differ.
Yes, if you look at the site plan, you can see a dashed line of the existing dwelling. We're actually improving the west side yard setback slightly. You can see that that line extends a little beyond the proposed. In the front, we are moving closer to the lot line. However, the existing dwelling is set back quite far and is quite far behind the adjacent dwelling. So we are attempting to bring this in line with adjacent. And if it weren't for the curvature of the lot line, it would be much easier to comply with this. So having set back that corner of the house with a bit of a cutout there is an attempt to mitigate this. But again, there's a large amount of space and tree coverage between the proposed dwelling and the road. So I believe that improves things.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, if not, can I have a motion, please? Mr. Klassen?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to approve this application. I'm convinced that the two variances that staff have pointed out, they are minor, and given what the lot looks like, I think it's going to be difficult to address those. So, and the rest of the variances are also minor. So I'd like to move to approve this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klassen. Second, Ms. Sankar, all in favor? Opposed? Ms. Satarod is opposing. And sir, your application is approved. And you did a good job in explanation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day, committee members, Mr. Chair.
Item number 5, which is 85 Rochester Avenue, application number 5. Application number 5, we have here Maher Manios. Mr. Manios, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Could you please tell us your name and address for the records here?
Sure, it's Maher Manios with Monarch Design, number 1 Teakwood Grove, Toronto.
Okay, we have one more speaker here, so please give us a short presentation, give you 5 minutes, tell us the merit of your application.
Sure, Mr. Chair, thank you. Just to give you a bit of a history, this application was before the committee back in March of this year, and it was declined. Back then, I wasn't able to present due to emergency surgery. Since then, we've revised the application and there's been numerous and exhaustive consultation between the owner and the 2 adjoining neighbors. And you'll see in front on file that there's support from both adjoining neighbors. Originally, we had 6 variances. We've reduced those down to 3 to the bare minimum, being GFA or FSI, west yard setback, and another variance for the 1-story rear projection. Regarding the GFA, which was also reduced in scale from the original application, we're requesting 0.549 versus the required 0.35, which is a reduction, as I mentioned. The 0.35 is a control mechanism, so most applications do end up with the committee for adjustment. I submitted a summary of various approvals over the past in the Lawrence Park neighborhood, and this is within the average of what's been approved, and you have that material in front of you. Variance number 2 being the west yard setback. It's only contained for the garage portion of the house, which is the front 6.6 meters. The remaining part of the west wall is set back anywhere from 1.52 meters to 2.74 meters, which exceeds the bylaw requirement. And the last variance is the 1-story rear projection, which is, there's 4 requirements to have that 1-story rear projection. It can't exceed half the width of the house, has to be set back 3 meters. It cannot exceed 5 meters in height, and it cannot project more than 2 meters. We comply with 3 aspects of those requirements. The only variance we're requesting is the side yard setback of 2.74 instead of the minimum required 3 meters, which we think is pretty minor. In consultations with the 2 adjoining neighbors, as I mentioned, they have both requested that if the committee sees it fit to approve the application, that it be tied to site plan, so that it be developed basically in accordance with what we submitted. And we have no objection to that condition. Additionally, we have no objection to the forestry condition, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good, thank you. Yeah, we have 2 letters here from the residents, and they precisely asked that they be attached to site plan. So you're okay with that, to attach to site plan?
We have no objection.
Okay, so we have one resident took off, and one we have Ian and Stewart Heather. Ian and Heather Stewart, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, could you please, you heard what's happening. Do you want to say something, or you're okay with the, please tell us, go ahead. Your name and address, please.
Yeah, I'll just, my name is Ian Stewart, 87 Rochester Avenue. So I'll just read my statement. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I live at 87 Rochester Avenue. I am the neighbor on the east side of 85 Rochester Avenue. We have written a letter of support for the application for 85 Rochester. The application includes 3 variance requests. The abutting neighbors on the east and west side worked with the owner at 85 Rochester to arrive at a plan that is acceptable to all parties. As part of our support in our letter to the committee, we ask that the committee attach the site plan contained in the public notice and exterior elevation plans dated May 18, 2021 to its decision to ensure that the details of the agreement with abutting neighbors are implemented as agreed. The other abutting neighbor at 79 Rochester is unable to attend today's meeting and has also asked in their letter of support that the site plan and plans be attached to the decision.
Thank you.
Supplementary, I did also express a concern in my letter to the committee about the tree at the front of the property and the hedge at the back. That concludes my statement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll see if the members agree to put the conditions attached to site plan. As far as the trees, we have a condition for forestry. We don't deal with it here. Okay.
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 Thank you.
So Mr. Manis, would you like to come back to say something, or you're done?
No, well, as I said, as part of the consultation with the 2 adjoining neighbors, the owner had agreed that that we would request from the committee for adjustment to tie the site plan as part of the condition of approval, and we have no objection to the forestry. So we have no objection to any of what's been mentioned.
Thank you. Members, any questions?
Thank you.
No questions, so can I have a motion? Ms. Sankar, is that question or you move to move?
No, I'm ready for a motion, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Through you, I've looked at this application. I do believe that the letters of support from the neighbors were very telling, and it was well done. I really especially like the explanation provided with respect to the floor space index and providing some supporting evidence that that's part of the character of the neighborhood. And for that reason, and taking into consideration what the speaker, the debutante, had come on to say, I will motion to approve this application. I'm going to make it subject to forestry condition number 3. And I will also make it subject to or tying it to the site plan as was discussed.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Atarodi, all in favor? Opposed? Mr. Bartolo is opposing. Okay, so sir, your application is approved.
Sorry, I'm not opposing, Mr. Chair. There's
well, I
a slight delay on my end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. So your application is unanimously approved, including Mr. Bartolo, and that is the subject to the site plan, attached to the site plan, and forestry condition number 3.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee.
Application number 6, which is 82 Roslin Avenue, application number 6.
Good morning.
We have here, yeah, Mr. Is that Mr. Panagiotopoulos?
Yes, correct.
Okay, can you please state your name and address for the records here?
Yeah, good morning, members and Mr. Chair. My name is George Panagiotopoulos, and I'm the owner of 82 Roslin Avenue.
Okay, now we don't have any speaker around here except you, and this is very very interesting. The staff report, the staff is asking to refuse number 1, which is the landscape, and this is 1-story addition at the rear. So if you refuse number 1, that means refuse the application. So could you please cover that? We'll give you 5 minutes. Tell us what you want to do and what's the merit of your application.
Yes, so I'm looking to comply with all the bylaws in building a sunroom and the landscaping required, and I'm just looking for your approval. I'm looking to do exactly what is required to for the landscaping as needed.
Okay, maybe I don't have the right one here. I thought the staff is asking to refuse number 1, isn't it?
I believe it was the landscaping that was the issue.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's members, any question for the speaker? Ms. Atarodi? Ms. Atarodi,
Yes,
please
through
go
you,
ahead.
Mr. Chair. Yes, my question is that is the applicant removing variance number 1? If he wanted to comply, means he want to remove the variance number 1, or so I would like to get clarification.
Yeah, this is what I asked him. Mr. Could you please respond to that thing? If you remove variance number 1, what do you want to do with the landscaping? How could you apply?
I'm just trying to see if the variance number 1, I'm just trying to find the form, if it was reversed, if variance number 1 is the landscaping, or variance number 1 is the actual building of itself.
It's the landscaping. The proposed rear yard will have 0% of the rear yard for soft landscaping versus 50%.
No, we will actually be complying with that and putting the 50% as required.
So you will remove the variance number 1. If you are, you should mention it yourself.
Yes, correct.
It's a rare,
We will be removing the variance.
It's a rare addition if you remove the variance. Anyways, that's what he wants. Okay, so any other question?
No.
No? Okay, can I have a motion then? Mr. Tarodi?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, would like to put forward a motion to approve this application with one change, that the variance number 1 to be eliminated. And that's it. No
That's
other
it.
condition.
Thank you. Thank you. Second, Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Oh, no, sorry, that's Mr. Bartolo. All in favor? Okay, unanimously. Sir, your application is approved, subject to.
Thank you.
Subject to removal of number 1. Variance number 1.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
the deputant with respect to item number 7, Gregory Wong, is not present.
He's not
neither by name nor by phone number.
Okay, so he's not there, just the agent, right?
Correct.
Thank you. Okay, item number 7, which is 10 Appian Drive, application number 7. We have here Jonathan Benskowski. Are you there?
Morning, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Could you please state your name and address for us?
Yes, Jonathan Benskowski, 301 Keewatin Avenue.
Okay, we don't have any other speaker, and we have just 4 variances. Members, do we need a presentation here? Yes, no? No? Ms. Satarodi? Ms.
Yes, I
Satarodi?
appreciate a presentation. Yes, I appreciate a presentation.
You want a
and
presentation?
explanation.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, sir, could you please give us a presentation of 5 minutes to tell us what's the merit of your application?
Sure. I submitted some support materials, if we could maybe bring those up on the screen. So what we see here is I've put a revision cloud around that front portion addition that's creating the front yard setback variance. That front yard setback variance is unique in this circumstance because of where this existing house is situated on Appian Drive. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that this is a curved portion of Appian Drive. And if we could go to the next screen. Next screen, please. Yeah, again, there we see that revision cloud, which is for that front portion addition. Now, if we could go down one more, I did submit a picture showing the relationship of this front yard setback to the adjacent dwellings. Again, as mentioned, as we can see here, Appian is on a crest of a turn where this house is located. So in terms of a consistent street wall, that could never be the case here just because of the turning of Appian at this portion. And the next picture here will show that even better. So if we could go one more down. Here we see it there with that curved portion with the houses staggered. So in terms of a front yard setback, it would never really be possible to maintain or to have that consistent street wall, basically just because of where this property is located. In terms of the other variances, the side yard setback variances are existing. It's just because we are building that front addition and putting the second floor on top. That is what requires that front yard setback, that side yard setback condition. And lastly, in terms of that second story balcony, I think the biggest tell of any type of impact from that is neither adjacent neighbor is here before you today, nor has any city agency planning department commented on that. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Any question? No? Can I have a motion, please? Yeah, Mr. Bartolo, please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Given that there's no objection from staff or the neighbors, I believe that all of these variances are minor in nature. Therefore, I will put forward a motion to approve this application as is.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is unanimously approved. There is no conditions.
Thank you.
Application number 8, which is 62 Vanderhoof Avenue, application number 8. And here we have Hamid Bahrami. Are you there? Hamid Bahrami?
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you please state your name
Good
and
morning.
your name and address for us, please?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and committee members. My name is Hamid Barami, HP Design, 101 Duncan Mill Road, Suite 201, Toronto.
Okay, so we have here there's two more speakers here. So we'd like you to make a presentation and please cover the staff report changes that they're asking for, the changes that you made, and also give us the number of the variance and the appropriate changes you're making in each one. So please go ahead, and I'll give you your 5-minute start.
Sure, absolutely. So we're proposing a new 2-story house at 62 Vanderhoof. And essentially we have 4 variances, 3 under bylaw 569, 1 under lease side bylaw. 2 of the variances, which is number 1 and 4, is related to the height of the building. In communication with planning, we're revising the height of the building from 9.3 to 8.8 meter. So that would be related to item 1 and item 4.
Excuse me, before you explain, just go over the application. You said variance number 1, you're changing from 9.3 to 8.8. Please go ahead, next.
To 8.8 meter.
Yes, next.
The second variance is the side yard setback of 0.6 meter proposed versus 0.9. That stays. Floor space index of 0.63 is proposed rather than 0.6.
Sir, could you please help us?
Yes.
Don't go over all the applications, just the one you're changing. You changed number 1 from 9.3 to 8.8 meters. And variance number 4, are you changing number 4?
Yes, number 4 will also change from 9.3 to 8.8.
Thank you. Now you go ahead and explain anything you want about the variances.
Other than those 2 variances, we have an FSI variance of 0.63 and side yard setback on the east side of it of 0.6 meter rather than 0.9.
We're listening. Are you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm still here.
Okay. Did you finish? Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, good. Okay, so we'll get you back because we have another speaker here. Fei Lee, are you there? Fei Lee, no? No. Okay. Jeff Cattell, are you there? Mr. Cattell?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. Can you please state your name?
Good morning.
Your name and address, please.
My name is Jeff Cattell. I'm representing the Leaside Residents Association, and we are opposed to the application because it fails to follow the official plan requirements pertaining to the preservation of the character of residential neighborhoods, and because of the variances related to the particularly the height and the width. It fails to satisfy the 4 tests for minor variance as required by the Committee of Adjustment. Excuse me. First of all, the variance has to be minor. The proposal is on a standard size leaside lot. The width is 30 feet and the depth is 135 feet. There's no need for a side yard or a height variance if the garage is located integrally to the side. The variance has to be desirable for the appropriate development of the use of the land. We feel that the massing of this proposal is too big for the site. The street elevation appears to be 3 stories, whereas 2 stories is allowed because there's basically a garage and 2 floors sitting above it, which creates an issue at the rear with an overhanging deck. So this variance, this extra level accounts for the dwelling height. The intent of the city's, the third one is the intended purpose of the city's zoning codes and bylaws are maintained. The 9.3, I understand that at the last moment the applicant is changing this, but the application as it read was for 9.3 meters. which is an additional almost 3 feet higher than the bylaw allowed. And of course, the prevailing landscape tends to be a little bit less than that. So it would look out of place and destroy the uniform look of the street. And finally, the fourth test is about no changes shall be made to rezoning, minor variance, or consent that is not in keeping with the physical character. The proposed dwelling with 2 floors above an integral garage is not the norm on Vanderhoof or in Leaside in general. It will look out of place and destroy the uniformity of heights along the street. In closing, the impact of the design and variances is undesirable, and we would recommend not approving this application.
Okay, thank you. So you mentioned the height. So the change he made, you're still not happy with the change. Is that correct?
Well, we're not aware of what this has done in terms of the design of the. We haven't seen anything on this in terms of how has this impacted on the look of the house in relation to its neighbors and in relation to the street. This is a last minute change that we don't have anything on.
Right. So even though
you can understand that. Yeah.
So even though he changed it to 8.8, you want to find out how does it translate into real design. Okay. So let's.
That's right.
Okay. Any questions to the speaker? Okay, we don't have any other speakers. So, Mr. Please come back here. Mr. Burnabby?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, you heard the opposition. Could you please answer those questions?
Sure. So the revision and the drawings, it was submitted to the city, and I'm not sure if it's accessible to be shared as far as the revision is concerned and see the impact on the look of the building. Would that be possible for me to share my screen and show the revised elevations? Well, if you can scroll it down so we get to the elevations. Yes. So this is the revised elevation at the front, showing 8.8 meter in height reduction. So the original design of the house has been kept, and we cut down the floor heights to achieve 8.8 meter. There are actually several new built and under construction in the same block from Laird to Sutherland that has the same character, and this is not the first house on the block with this look.
Okay, are you done, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions? Any questions to this gentleman? No? If not, can I have a motion, please? Ms. Atarodi?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, would like to put forward a motion to approve this application with only 2 changes. Variance number 1, the proposed height of the dwelling is now changed to 8.8 meters. And as well as variance number 4, the proposed building height is 8.8 meters and with no other condition.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Sankar? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Unanimously approved your application based on those 2 changes you made for number 1 and for number 4, okay?
Thank you, committee members.
Okay. Application number 9, which is 31 Chatfield Drive, application number 9. And here we have Ken Tai. Tai or Tai, are you there?
Tai. Ken Tai. Yeah.
Ken Tai.
Good morning,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Maybe you
Committee.
can maybe you can tell us again your name and your full address, please.
Yeah. My name is Ken Tai, 12 Rosemount Avenue, Markham.
Okay, thank you. So we have here we have one more speaker here, and we'd like you to make a small presentation with all the changes that you made there. and give us the merit of your design there. So we have the staff report is asking for the changes as you made, number 3, 4, and 8. And please state the changes you're making by repeating the number, the variance number, and the appropriate change you made, okay?
Okay, yeah. Good morning, Mr. Chair. First of all, I'm just going through the staff report. We actually listened to the staff, so we made a change. The first change is the variance number 3. We eliminate that number 3, which is related to the building height for the current bylaw. The second is reduce the variance number 4, the main wall height from 7.66 meter to 7.54 meters. And the third one is also related to the height, is reduce the variance number 8, the building height from the old bylaw, from the 10.83 meters to 10.22 meters.
Yeah.
So should I continue my presentation?
Well, you give me, yeah, those changes you mentioned are identical to what the staff said. So now you make your presentation, tell us the merit of your application, because we have some more speakers here.
No problem. Yeah, I make it quick. So I just go for point by point. The first one is the front yard setback related. The reason we're asking is the site is actually in a turning of the street. So and the design actually align with the neighbors, the number 29, and also is forming the continuity on the streets with the 29 and 33. So although we need to ask for the setback, but this actually we try to design according to the street. The item number 2, we're asking for the lot coverage variance from permitted 25 to 27.94%, which is only 2.94%. I'm asking in number is about 5 meters square, around 50 square feet exceed. And then the fourth, we're asking, so I mentioned before, we reduced from 7.66 to 7.54. We actually only ask for 0.04 meters. In inches is 1.5 inches over the permitted main wall height. The number 5, 6, and 7 is actually related to the front yard setback because of the bay window. And then the last one is the old bylaw building height. So we're asking for the permission. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we'll get you back and see if the members have any questions. In the meantime, we have one more speaker here, Glenn Fraser. Are you there? Glenn Fraser.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you please state your name and a full
Can you
address?
hold on one second because I have it on the speakerphone, but I don't know whether the speakerphone works. For 1 second, I'm hanging up the cradle and see if I can put it on the speakerphone. Can you hear me now?
Well, we hear you. Do you hear us?
We can hear you.
You can hear
Now,
us.
the situation is I can hear you on the telephone, but I cannot see you on the camera.
That's okay.
I'm on the WebEx. You'll see
Okay,
my name in the top left-hand corner.
Excuse me. Hold 1 second. Hold 1 second. Yeah, you hear us and we hear you. First, I'd like you to state, please, your name and full address.
My name is Glenn Fraser. My address is 33 Chatfield Drive, just beside the house under discussion.
Great.
Which is 31.
Very good. So the agent made changes to a number of. Yeah, I think your device there is making a noise and we can't hear you. Can you please straighten out your
Take it off speaker. Hello, I'm going to take it off speaker. So now I'm just on the cradle.
That's
the
it.
hand cradle.
Just be on the phone. Okay. Now You heard the applicant, he made changes
can't hear you.
to a number of variances. Now tell us if you still have a problem or we should move on.
Okay, the question I have is, have you received my protest in writing? I sent it by email. I also delivered a a printed copy by mail. So I got the neighbors to issue a protest and they all signed it. So we are opposed. We are opposed basically because it's a large lot, okay? And they can easily build a monster home without breaking the bylaws. So the bylaws are there to protect the neighborhood. And what he has said is a lot of garbage, okay? He can easily build a house of maybe 2,500, 3,000 square feet on that lot within the bylaws, okay? So there's no reason to there's no reason for variances. If he's an ethical architect, he can easily design a monster home falling within all the bylaws. And it does not follow through with the line of the houses on the street. So if you take a look from one end of the street, it's going to jut out, okay? So what he's saying is, as far as I'm concerned, not telling you the truth, okay? So if I take a look at the houses on the street and how they're going to fit, this is going to jut out, okay? And he's going to say it's a curve, but there's one diagram that shows it's, you know, the house is going to be jutting out in front of us, okay? There is a house down the street that the neighborhood opposed, okay? And then the Committee of Adjustment said, yeah, okay, it's opposed, it's not valid. So he built another house, as far as we know, within the bylaw. It is a monster home. It's another monster home, and it has a 2-car garage with a level above that, with a level above that. So it looks like a 3-level house, and the owner said, oh, well, it's only a 2-level house, okay, because you can build a floor above a garage, and then 2 floors above the garage, okay? So this proposal does not fit into the ethical values of the neighborhood, okay? I oppose it strongly, okay? And I'm not going to say anything about it, so the blocking the sun. I think they can build a monster home to satisfy a family of 6 within the bylaws because we have a large lot, okay? So our lot, I don't know what the lot size at the front is, but it may be about 54 feet or thereabouts. And it's on a curve, so it has a large backyard as well, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, they can build a large 2-story house if they have to, okay, within the bylaws, and there's no reason for any variances.
Okay, yeah, all right, I understood everything.
Do you have my?
Yeah,
do you have my protest?
Okay, I understood everything you say. We call it opposition and objection. We never mentioned protest.
Okay.
First time I hear that, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. What I hear from you is that you shouldn't have, you don't agree to any variance. It should build according to the bylaw. Is that correct?
They can.
Thank you.
They can easily build a monster home.
Yeah.
Within the current bylaws.
Yes.
And there should be no variances whatsoever.
Thank you.
An ethical architect can build a monster home to hold 6 people in the family easily without any variances whatsoever.
Thank you.
So the elected officials created the bylaws, and they are really opposing the bylaws that the elected officials created. So there's no reason for variances.
Okay.
Our position, my position, is variances should be applied in extremely rare situations. But now practically every building asking for variances. So an ethical architect can easily build a.
Sir, your 5 minutes are over, and you said that for a number of times you're repeating the same thing. So you do not any variances. Let's see what the members are saying. Any question to this gentleman? There's no question for you. So let's get back, Mr. Tay. Kente, could you please come back?
Yep, I'm here,
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
do you want to cover anything in response to the speaker?
Yes, I can just showing the site plan. I can explain the situations of the building. Would you mind to just share the screens showing the site plan, please? Yep, that is the. So quickly, I'm just pointing out that the two corner of the building, the left corner, which is close to 29 Chatfields, which is aligned with the building, and the other point of the other corner of the building is actually aligned with these front yard setbacks. So we're trying our best to situate the building that's continue with the streetscape. This is what I'm responding the comment from the neighbors, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any question to this applicant? We're waiting for the screen to come up. Okay, now I see the screen. Okay, any question for this applicant? If there is no question, can I have a motion, please? Mr. Klassen, please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you. These are minor variances. They're in keeping with the character of the neighborhood. I'd like to move to approve this application subject to variance 3 being eliminated, variance 4 changing from 7.66 meters to 7.54, and variance 8 changing from 10.83 meters to 10.22 meters. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, those are all the changes. And do you have second, please? Ms. Sankar, second. All in favor? Okay, unanimously. Sir, your application is approved unanimously based on those changes. You got them, or you want me to repeat them? But you made them anyway.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee.
I wonder if it would be possible for a little recess at this time?
Yes, yes, perfectly on time. Okay, we'll have we're going to have a small recess, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Thank you, Mr. Klassen.
Thank you.
We're not what? Oh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back into session, and we're next item is number 10, which is 341 Rainey Avenue, application number 10. Here we have the agent, Maran Hidari. Are you there? Maran Hidari.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, member of the committee.
Good morning. Can you please state your name and address for us?
Mehran Haydari, 1090 Don Mills Road, Unit 506, North York, Ontario.
Thank you. We have, this is a straightforward, but we have another speaker, so we need you to make a short presentation if you wish.
Actually, as you mentioned, it's a straightforward application, and we don't have the variance for the coverage, length, and so it's a straightforward. If there is any question, I'm more than happy to answer.
Okay, so you have 5 variances, and you're not changing anything, yeah?
No.
No. Okay, so let's see what the other speaker wants. Stephanie Hakurdin, are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, can you please state your name and address for us?
Yep, it's Stephanie Thackerton, and my current address is 291 Rainey Avenue.
Okay, can you tell us what's your concern about this application?
Yep, so I'm the owner of 339 Rainey Avenue, which is the property east to 341 Rainey Avenue. And I just wanted to speak to the first zoning bylaw, which I think is 5692013, which is the side yard setback at 1.2 meters, and the proposed east side yard setback is 0.92 meters. So with the proposed variance of 0.28 centimeters, I'd just like to verify that there's enough room to access the west side of our property. Currently, there are 2 basement windows and slight exterior repairs that are required annually. And in order to conduct that regular maintenance, we just want to ensure that there's ample distance between the 2 properties. If the side yard setback is actually shifted to the west side of 341 Rainey Avenue, it would actually be against a driveway, which would provide sufficient room between the homes. But essentially, we just want to make sure that there's enough room for us to conduct our maintenance. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that is, if I understand very well, this is part of the construction process, which we don't deal with it here. There is the planning, the department of the permits department that takes care of that with the agents, but we don't deal with that here. Here we have variances in front of us as far as the sizes, and that's all there is. So any question for the speaker? No? Okay, Mr. Hidari, can you come back, please? Can we please keep it down? Mr. Hidari, could you please come back?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you please, I don't know if you want to speak to what the the former speaker saying about the site backs and the distance and construction. Could you please respond to that in short?
Yeah, yes, actually the setback, the current setback for the number 339 is 0.62 meter. So, and for sure the construction gonna be happen, and the fence gonna be built here, and their limitation for passing through the side yard is from their fence to the property. It means is not any effect by the construction or these variances on their walkway to the backyard.
Okay. Members, any question? If not, can I have a motion, please? Anyone? Ms. Sankar?
No problem. Through you, Mr. Chair. I believe that this application to me speaks very simply. I do believe that it is minor in nature, and for that reason, I'm going to put forward a motion to approve this application as is.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Tarodi, all in favor? Okay. Your application is approved and there is no conditions.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Application number 11, which is 11, application 11, 150 HOLCOLM Road, application number 11. And here we have Mr. Robinoff, Glenn Robinoff. Could you please again state your name and address, please?
Sure, it's Glenn Rubinoff Design Group, 18 Gloucester Lane, Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, we have...
Mr. Chair, if I may, the deputant with respect to this application is not present.
Is not there?
No.
Okay, so the other speaker is not there. You're the only person here. And let me take a look here. 11 variances. Staff report. Yeah, staff report asking to a condition to attach to site plan. And members, do we need a presentation here? No? Ms. Atarodi, you need a presentation? Okay.
Correct.
Mr. Robinoff.
Yes.
Could you please?
Yes, sure, absolutely.
Mr. Robinoff, I think your device is echoing. Could you please check it and maybe see if you can set it up?
So turn up my volume. Yeah.
I don't know what you can do. It's just echoing there.
Is that good? Is that better?
Okay, thank you.
Better? Okay. So yes, this is an application for a new home on a irregular lot. We actually had some discussions, and I know one of the neighbors had written a letter in opposition with regards to the side yard setback. He subsequently followed up with a letter of support after they spoke with the owners. That's for let me just find the neighbor at 148. So the adjacent neighbor at 148 was initially opposed, but in your file, you should have a letter from him saying that he's fine with it. He thought that we were touching the line, the side property line. We were very, very close along the entire side, but we really just touch on it because it's an irregular lot and it kind of widens as we go back. So the points where we touch are where the side yard setback variances. So that was the concern expressed. I read the staff report. They've asked us to tie it, particularly because of the shape of the lot and the shape of the building. And I also see Councillor Fillion's also written a letter saying that as long as it's tied in substantially with the site plan, that he has no objection to it.
Yeah.
So it's really a fairly straightforward application. My client did speak with neighbors, and I do feel that it does fit the four tests of the zoning bylaw.
Thank you. Any question? Mr. Tarodi?
Yes, I would like to get explanation regarding variance number 11, finished first floor height 2.28 versus 1.85.
So variance number 11 is the old bylaw. So the old bylaw is taken from the road at the crown of the road to the finished first floor. And there is, if you look at the front elevation drawing, the crown of the road is about 3 feet below the level at where the house is located. So it's a differential based on the where the height's taken from. So under the old bylaw, it appears to be large, but if you look at the right-hand side there where it says crown of road, that's at the road. So it's quite a bit lower than the property. So that's why the number seems large, but it's really just a standard that the old bylaw was relying on. So.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? So can I have a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. You know, in looking at this application, I do believe just from the onset, it seemed pretty simple and straightforward. And the explanations also provided by the applicant here today convinces me of that even more. So I am going to make a motion to approve this application. And I'll make it subject to the July 20th staff report, in that the proposal be constructed substantially in accordance with the site plan drawing that was submitted to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Klassen, second. All in favor? Okay, is approved. Your application, sir, your application is approved subject to the condition of the site plan.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, now. Application number 12, which is 491 Sutherland, application number 12. And number 12, we have here Maren Zabzuni. Are you there?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and committee members. My name is Marin Zabzuni at 1140 the Queensway.
Thank you. Members, we have, there is no other speaker here, just variances and condition number 1 of forestry. Do we need a presentation? No? Okay. Mr. Zabzoni, we don't need the presentation. Can we go straight, or you have something to say?
No, you can go straight. We worked with planning closely on this, and we talked to neighbors. We feel that the application is minor in nature and fitting for the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I agree with the agent here today that they must have worked closely with planning. To me, it's a very minor and straightforward application. And for this reason, I'm going to motion to approve this application and make it subject to forestry condition number 1.
Thank you. Second? Mr. Klassen, all in favor? Okay. Your application is unanimously approved, subject to condition of forestry number 1.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 13, which is 21 Burnaby Boulevard, application number 13. And here we have Mr. Drew Laszlo. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Could you please state your name and address for the records here?
Yes, of course. I'm Drew Laszlo, agent for the owner. Address is 3317 Young Street.
Thank you. Members, we have here 2 variances, 7 letters of support, no other conditions. Do we need a presentation? No? Okay. Mr. Laszlo, we don't need any presentation here. We're going to go to the decision. Do you want to add something, or do you want to say something before you go there?
No, I'm good for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Can I have a motion there, please? Or you have a question? Ms. Sankar?
I'm Atarodi. So through you, Mr. Chair, I would like to put forward a motion to approve this application, which no condition. It's very straightforward.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Sankar, all in favor? Okay. Your application is approved and there is no condition.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You're welcome. Application number 15, which is 3 Bixby Court, application number 15. And here we have Karen Kulish. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Karine Kulic.
Your address?
Address 66 Oak Avenue, Richmond Hill.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Just a second. Members, we have 2 variances. There's nothing here, no other speaker. Do we need a presentation? No? Thank you. Okay, Ms. Kulish, we don't need the presentation. Do you want to add something, or we just move on?
No, I don't want to add anything.
Thank you. So, question or motion, please? Mr. Klassen?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is minor, so I'd like to move to approve this application. Thank you.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Sankar, all in favor? Okay. Your application is approved and there is no conditions.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Item
Thank you.
number 16, which is 447 Sudan Avenue, application number 16. And here we have Manuel Gulen. Are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Chair. Good morning, members of the committee, Mr. Chair.
Good morning. Just please state your full name and address for the records here.
It's Manuel Guillen from 30 Bertrand Avenue.
Thank you. We have 3 more speakers here.
Mr. Chair, if I may, none of the 3 speakers that registered are present.
None.
None of the deputants are present.
Okay, so Mr. Gulen, we have no other speaker here. 16, forestry. Yeah, again, we have here no other speaker. There is a condition number 1 of forestry, 6 variances. Do we need a presentation? Yes, no, okay. Sir, we don't need any presentation. Do you want to add something before we move to committee?
No, just hoping that you consider as well that this variance is minor. That would be it.
Thank you. Any question to this gentleman, or if not, can I have a motion there, please? Miss Atarodi?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I would like to put forward a motion to approve this application subjected to forestry.
Forestry, thank you. Second? Mr. Klassen, second. All in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is unanimously approved, subject to just forestry condition.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Number 17, which is 115 Banff Road, application number 17. And here we have Adele Khan. Are you there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I'm right here.
Good afternoon. Can you please
Good afternoon.
state your name and address for the records here?
My name is Adil Khan. I'm the agent representing 115 Banff Road, which is located in Bayview and Eglinton corridor.
Okay. I have here another. It said here the owners. Are they online to speak? No.
Mr. Chair, I'm of the understanding that Mr. Rob Fulford is present, so it's up to you whether or not.
What's his name?
Rob Fulford.
It wasn't written here. Okay. Oh yeah, he was together with the not the agent. Okay, Mr. Khan, we have here Rob and Christine Fulford are registered here as owners. Do you want to speak, or they want to speak?
I think I will be the one doing the speaking if you have any questions for them, and then they can say something at that point.
So they're present as well, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just for the records, we need their name as well. Mr. and Mrs. Fulford, are you there? Fulford?
Okay. Hi, yes, we are here. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the agent will be speaking for you, but if you want to speak, you'll have to share the 5 minutes. So we'll go back to the agent. Is that okay?
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. So members, we have here second story addition, 2 variances, nothing else. Do we need a presentation? Ms. Sankar?
Mr. Chair, I just would like a brief explanation for variance number 2 only. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Khan, could you please go and short presentation and cover variance number 2?
Yes, basically, this is just a second story addition on top of a present bungalow. We're not going forward. We're not going backward. I have done a lot of these in this current neighborhood. This variance happens to be the site-specific variance, and it was very interesting because to qualify for this variance, basically, if you didn't want this variance, you would have to move your bungalow in, which is, very difficult to do. So this is a very minor variance. We're just going on top of a current bungalow and adding a second story for this family. They're a growing family. So, and the first variance, I would say, I would speak on behalf, since we were already going, we would needed to go to committee for the second variance. We just added the first variance, but we could have worked with it if we didn't, if you guys wanted to take this variance out, I can change the plans.
No,
Not a problem.
no, sir, we don't negotiate here. If we want, we do. You tell us what you want
Yes,
to
I
do.
understand.
You
No,
tell us.
no, I would like both of these variances.
Okay, okay, so you're sticking to the two variances. Okay.
Absolutely.
Any other comments? That's it?
No, that is it. It's very simple. This is I think we all know the neighborhood, lots of new builds. I even built the house 2 doors down where, we needed a height variances, we needed GFA variances. So this is very, very minor and, sticking to the neighborhood.
Okay, any other question? No, if not, can I have a motion, please? Yeah, Ms.
Yes.
Sankar?
Through you, Mr. Chair, thank you to the agent for confirming about variance number 2, and I'm pretty satisfied with this application that it does meet the 4 tests. For that reason, I will motion to approve this application without condition.
No condition, thank you. Second? Ms. Tarodi, all in favor? Okay, okay, sir, your application is unanimously approved with no conditions. Application number 19, which is 350 Keewatin Avenue, application number 19. And here we have Mr. Richard Lebrac. Are you there?
I am indeed. Good morning or good afternoon.
Okay, we don't have any other speaker here, but we need you to make a presentation in light of the changes that you made to the application, and we appreciate if you go variance by variance and tell us exactly what you're changing per variances, then you can explain anything you want after that, okay?
Absolutely. There are 4 changes. Variance 2 is being reduced to 10.25.
From 1055 to 10.25.
1055 to 10.25, correct?
Okay. Next.
Variances 3 and 4 are being reduced from 10.15 to 9.85.
Okay.
And variance 6 is being reduced from 11.2 to 10.9.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, those are the changes you're making.
Those are the changes. Yeah, these are the changes that are made in consultation with the planning department, who had asked us to bring it down. We did so. There's a lot of documents in the file that we submitted, including neighborhood research, clearance letters from the TRCA and RNFP, and letters of support from neighbors immediately west and east and south.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Yeah, we have it. TRCA, no objection. Ravin report, no issues. And we have 5 letters of support. So let's see what the members are saying. Any question for this gentleman? If not, can I have a motion there, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. I agree with the application, and it's the changes that were made here today to address the staff report. I see that forestry as well as ravine and TRC had 0 problems with this application, and the multitude of letters of support make me feel confident that I can support this application with the amendments that the applicant has made here today. So I'll motion to approve this application. And if you would like me to go through the amendments, I can do that, but I'm presuming staff has already captured that for variances number,
Yeah, he mentioned each
number
one.
2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. Second.
Sorry, what about the
Mr.
staff condition?
Mr.
No, sorry, I just want to double check to see if Nadini also put the staff condition.
Yeah, that the property be developed substantially in accordance with the front south elevation and rear north elevation. Thank you, Ms. Attarodi. That's the July 21st staff report. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Satarodi.
Seconded.
Okay, Ms. Satarodi second. All in favor? Okay. Mr. Bartolo, for or against? I don't see your name.
Having a little bit of connectivity problems here, Mr. Chair. I did not catch that last item, so I'm just going to abstain from this one.
Okay. All right. So your application is approved based on those changes that you made and based on the condition to attached per site plan and north and east elevation plan. Okay. So
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So that's number 19. Number 20, Marin Zabzuni. Are you there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, and
This
committee
is for-
members. Marin Zabzuni at 1140 the Queensway.
Very good. Thank you. This is for 176 and Germain Avenue. And we don't have any other speaker here. We have the just the variances, staff report, just a condition to attach to plan, and 2 letters of support. Members, do we need a presentation? I don't see yes. So, sir, we don't need a presentation here. Do you want to add something before we move to committee?
No, you can go ahead. We spoke with neighbors and we feel that the project is very fitting and typical for the area. So please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Question or motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, upon review of this application on the onset, it did seem to meet the 4 tests in my eyes, seeing the letters of support as well, and seeing that they've even gone through doing arborist reports, etc. I'm prepared to motion to approve this application, and I'll make it subject to the July 14th staff report that the property be developed substantially in accordance with the east and west side elevation drawings submitted to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Second? Mr. Klassen, second. All in favor? Okay. Your application is unanimously approved based on that staff condition, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Both of them are for the same idea, yeah? There is the agent and planner, but there is 2 people there.
Correct, Mr. Chair. There's actually a Robert Smythe to represent this application, not Mona Day.
We have here Mona.
Correct, but it's actually going to be a Mr. Robert Smythe.
Mr. Robert Snide, are you there?
Yes, I am,
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
we have here on this application number 21, which is 60 Maniza Drive.
That's
That's
correct, yes. Thank
We
you.
have Mona Dre and Paul Staggs were listed, but you're speaking for the application, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
So please tell us your full name and address.
Yes, my name is Robert Smythe, and my address is 245 Davenport Road, Suite 300, Toronto, Ontario.
Okay, very good. Okay, so this is, we have an application for 2 variances. The school is not permitted in the area, and forestry condition 1 and 2. Members, do we need the presentation? No? Sir, I don't think the members need the presentation, so do you want to add something before we move to committee?
No, I don't need to add anything. If there's no presentation required, I think we'd be okay.
Thank you. Okay, any question or a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Thank you. I didn't know if Mr. Bartolo, his stuff was slow, so I didn't want to jump the ball there because I think he might have put up his hand, but I'll go for it.
Yeah,
Okay,
your hands went first, so go ahead, please.
Okay. All right. So I think that this is another straightforward application. I really appreciate all of the work that actually went into it, and I'm going to motion to approve this application. I'm going to make it subject to forestry conditions number 1 and 2. And that's my motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Second. Mr. Bartolo, second. All in favor? Opposed? Ms. Attarod is opposing. Okay, sir, your application is approved and subject to forestry condition 1 and 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Number 22, which is 53 Park Home Avenue, application number 22. And here we have, is Mr. Cassell there? Andy Cassell. Yeah. Oh, hold a second. No, 22. There's only one person, huh? Okay. Charlene, are you there?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of committee. I'm here.
Okay. Can you please state your full name and address, please?
That's right. Yes, my name is Sude. Last name is Salehin. I'm the architect working on 53 Park Home. My address is 43 Apple Orchard Path, Thornhill, Ontario.
Thank you. So we have here 7 variances, staff report, just a condition, and 5 letters of support. Members, do we need a presentation? No? Okay.
Mr. Chair, if they may just only respond to a question that I have about variance number 2, which is more than double, the permitted platform, it's more than double. Okay. So I just wanted to hear their explanation on just that. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Allen, can you please make a small presentation and explain variance number 2?
Yes, that's right. So variance number 2 talks about square footage of the balcony on the 2nd floor, which there we have a master bedroom there. That's right, we're going for 8.97 square meter and requirement is 4 square meters. Basically, it's a nice design feature for the owner. He's very much fond of having a nice balcony from a master bedroom. We have seen many examples in the area. So we think we're not setting any new precedent, having a little bit of a larger balcony. But again, I'm willing to hear from committee regarding that.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, there's just a question about the actual privacy of that because it is on a height. Is there any overlook between neighbors on either side? If maybe the applicant can explain that.
For sure. So if you look at our floor plan, 2nd floor plan, you will see that there is basically actually a full wall on either side of this. So in terms of privacy, they're only looking into their backyard. They're not looking into the side neighbors on either side.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, if you look at also the rear elevation, you will see that this is technically closed from the top where there's a roof, and then on 2 sides there are walls on both sides of the balcony. So again, it's just looking at the rear yard.
Okay. Any other question?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair. That answered my question really well. Thank you.
How about the other ones? Any other question? If not, can I have a motion there, please? Mr. Klassen?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. In looking at this proposal, it is minor, and the applicant can explain the one item that was of concern. So I'd like to move that it be approved and that I'll attach the staff condition that it be constructed substantially in accordance with the with the west and the east side elevation and drawings, and that is it. Thank you.
And site plan. Okay.
Yes, and a site plan.
Thank you, Mr. Klassen. And can I have a second, please? Mr. Bartolo, second, all in favor? Okay, your application is unanimously approved based on the staff condition to be built in accordance with east and west elevation and site plan, okay?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
All right, so now this terminates our morning session and we'll resume at 1:30 p.m.